Said the gloves are coming off. No more games. I'm like, Jamani, I want more paper. I can't even money spread on you guys anymore, because if I did that, the money spread will get to right here and it will stop. I keep them things on me, and by things I mean books. There's like 1,000 other doors. At least knock. There goes that etymology. I'm not broke. I'm low income. I'm not poor. I'm just late to the paper. Oh. Shalom, it is me, Sanjo. So, currently reading books, trying to get my smarts up on atoms, on physics in general. As I said, studying CERN and the Large Hadron Collider has got me interested, and I want to understand on a deeper level, what are Higgs bosons? What are quark sparks and quantum mysteries? Now, there's a specific reason I picked this book, right? So it's a kid's book, but I'm not gonna hold you. What would I do with anything more than a kid's book, especially considering I'm trying to introduce myself to the idea of quarks, sparks, quantum physics, space-time. I used to be one of those people that thought it was smart to just go to the highest level and learn from the smartest people. But then I also realized having things explained to you as if you're a child really helps you understand them on a deeper level. And so I'm starting out with kids' books about Higgs boson particles, quantum physics, astrophysics. But I'm less interested in the astrophysics. Like, I don't really care about the planets in and of themselves. More so, I care about time itself and the human ability to alter time, to transcend time. Because you guys know me. I have relegated the past 6 years to my life as a sort of punishment, and I didn't allow myself to think outside of that box. And I'm going to be studying etymology as well, the way you use words. I didn't understand how negative saying things like grind, even the word treadmill, getting that bread, these are all negative things, because back then prisoners in the medieval times used to actually sit on treadmills and grind up grain to help create bread. And so that's where we get those terms from. I think that's sad as fuck. And I think that we should be careful with how we use words. And trust me, I would know. And this isn't the first time I've been introduced to this sort of thing, and I'm not going to pretend it is, but this is the first time that I've engaged with it on an intellectual level. And so I'm trying to get better at being an adult. That said, it's cold as fuck, right? There's a wind advisory going on, and it's been slightly snowing in the King County area. So over the past couple days, it's been crazy cold. Right now it's 40 degrees, but it feels like 35 to 32. And my hands are absolutely freezing right now. But that said, I have heat, and it's thanks to your contributions. And I'm hoping that in the next couple days that tax return hits, so I'm not completely broke. Because there goes that etymology. I'm not broke. I'm low income. All right, let's make that clear. I'm not poor. I'm just late to the paper. So I like that. I like that. I have been thinking about visualization and how I can improve my life using proper and healthy visualizations. Like, it's one thing to think about what you want to do and to think about the life you want to live, but to truly visualize means you're integrating emotions, you're integrating intensity and repetition. And you might even be using mantras and prayer and other forms of transcendental mental alignment to get to these goals, because fantasy is when you just think. Visualization is when you interact with that thought process, because the brain on a scientific level does not know the difference between real and fake, imaginary and not imaginary. That's why when you have, like me, hypothetical arguments in your head with people that aren't even in your face, or you you go online and someone says something you don't like, they're not even directing it at you, but they're directing it at a value you have. They may have said something homophobic, racist, bigoted, or just simply wrong. And as if all those aren't simply wrong, but simply wrong to you. They might even disagree with your sports team looking good this year. Like Vinicius Jr. is getting heat because he's dealing with racism from a person named Gianluca Prestiani, who is a Benfica player, and all of the soccer world seems to have a mixed reaction. Mind you, this guy named Fabriziano got doxxed because he was being racist towards Vinny, and people found out where he lived. They found out he was an actual immigrant in this country. They called ICE on his bitch ass. He's like, yeah, he don't be like Fabriziano. Don't be like Gianluca Prestiani. This shit's crazy, right? So what I'm getting at is real, fake. There is no difference. And whether you're arguing with a bot online, or you're arguing with yourself in your head, or you're manifesting your dreams, your brain does not care what the idea is. It's going to grasp onto it as if it's real. And our external reality is only a reflection of our inward reality. So when I look around and I see van life, there's some people that see this as complete liberation. You'd be surprised how many people, not only my age, but older, some even younger, who wish they were in a van like me, who wish they had the freedom to just go wherever. Mind you, you've heard how I talk about van life. It doesn't sound fun all the time. But there are people that would genuinely love to destiny switch with me, and they would love to be in my position. They would love to leave their wife and kids, leave their family, and have their whole existence in a van. I've described this as a prison cell before, and how you word things matter, because visualization is a big part of why your reality is the way it is. Because how do you expect to grow, to thrive, to prosper if when you wake up in the morning, your first thoughts are about suffering and misery, and you go on social media and you take in all the bad news, and you just consume what you're given, and you create this reality based on algorithms that are made to siphon your attention, your energy, your passion. Because honestly, who gives a fuck what's going on in the sports world? Who gives a fuck what's going on halfway across the world? In the grand scheme of things, we are not so powerful when it comes to changing someone's life halfway across the world. And we could talk about it, but what the fuck's that got to do with me? I need to change my life. Obviously, I need to lock in. And all the energy that I externalize, that's energy that's not internalized. All the energy that I spend on negative things, that's energy that's not spent on positive things. This is random, but we talked about how I spoke with my late mother, who passed away in 2015, in a dream the other night. Last night was another interesting one. My sister had a dog named Movado. He was a pit bull. He had like gray skin, like gray fur. He was the coolest dog ever, and I miss him very much. He died a couple years back. He had a disease that slowly took him out. And my sister's homeopathic, so she didn't take him to the hospital, and she doesn't believe in that sort of thing, and it's a detriment to her family, in my opinion. And it was a detriment to Movado because he died a slow and painful death. He could have been euthanized, and he could have gone into the next life in peace, but he went in pain. Last night, I had a dream that we were in front of our house, and she was walking down the street, and she was like, "Come on, Movado," and I seen him running, and I look at him, and I'm so happy to see him, but in the dream, I don't know that he's dead, because the reality is different. So I just look at him and I smile, and I get down on one knee, and I literally beckon him to come towards me. It's funny because most people are afraid of pit bulls. I love dogs. Any dog. You have to be like able to take care of your dog though. If your dog is stronger than you, you should buy a Chihuahua or something. You can't handle a pit. If you can't handle the big dogs, stay out of the kennel. So Movado comes trotting towards me, and before he does, though, he pauses and he looks at me to, like, you know how dogs don't just immediately recognize you, they look at you for a second. So he was like, and then he came over towards me and I was petting him and his fur felt the same. And it was so, like, the love that I felt, I can't explain how unconditional and how infinite a dog's love is. Because Movado was a pit bull that never bit me, at least in terms of, he bit me in jest. So, like, when dogs get playful, they nip and they, like, do little love bites. That's as good as it got with Movado. My dad was absolutely terrified of Movado, and I loved that for him. I loved that for him because my sister would sometimes just bring Movado to his house and put Movado in the backyard, and my dad would sometimes enter the house via the backyard and he would see Movado and he would literally jump the fence or he would run. And I just found that shit so funny because I was not scared of Movado at all. And I love him so much. And I know he's in a better place because in this dream, he looked like he was in his prime. He looked healthy and he was running around with his tail wagging. And my brain couldn't tell that it wasn't a real thing. In that moment, I was there with Movado. And that's the power of visualization. That's the power of manifestation. That's the power of the human mind. And so when I wake up and the first thing I think is, oh man, I got to get to this paper. Oh, my money is not as good as I want it to be. I wish I had more. And I'm constantly in a state of want, talking about how I want more friends and I'm lonely and all that. That doesn't change the fact that these things are real. Now, you got to understand, you have to be honest with yourself. I'm lonely. I want more paper. I can't even money spread on you guys anymore because if I did that, the money spread will get to right here and it will stop. I'm not Himothy right now, but I am. And it's all in your head. Visualization is the first step towards getting to that dream, towards getting to that goal, that emotional state that will manifest that idea. Whether it's success financially, success romantically, a career success. Because you guys know me, I'm in the Border Patrol pipeline. And in about 3 days, I have an interview. I've already did the fitness assessment, medical, drug. I put in my information for a background check. They contacted me, said they're going to be contacting me within the next couple of weeks about the background check, whatever that means. They're going to call me on the phone and say, hey, we need more answers or whatever. I'm here for it. But I definitely was thinking very black and white, where it was like, and you guys see it, I was like, if Border Patrol doesn't work, I'm leaving the country because honestly, I don't like being here in this position. But escapism is not the answer. And if I truly allow my brain to expand to its infinite capacity, it's not as simple as a black and white Border Patrol works or I have to leave. It's as complicated as Border Patrol works or this works or that works or that works or that works. Sorry, I burped. You guys watch the movie Monsters, Inc.? How there's like infinite doors and infinite realities? If I was in Monsters, Inc., I would be that fool who's sitting in front of the Border Patrol door and the door leaving the country. And I'm like, oh man, I have no other options, guys. What do I do? Meanwhile, all the other monster motherfuckers are looking at me like, dude, there's like 1,000 other doors. At least knock. At least visualize them. Look at them. And you guys see my passion for science is coming out. Like I said, I keep them things on me. And by things, I mean books. I mean knowledge. Knowledge is potential power. And trust me when I say this, I've been following some scientists from CERN, some like people who work there. And I've been reading their articles and looking at what it looks like in the CERN 1, the Geneva, Switzerland facility. And my mind's expanding. Let's just say I will be in contact with them motherfuckers. Because we have business to discuss. So I'm allowing my brain to expand to its ultimate capacity. And I'm so happy and elated to be able to realize that this has all been in my head. I don't have to suffer anymore. God doesn't want me to suffer. The universe doesn't want me to suffer. And I would assume that you don't want me to suffer. And most importantly, I don't want me to suffer. That said, shalom. I will see you guys in the next video where we talk more about the visualization process. We manifest some more positivity. We expand our brains a bit. But if you leave this video with anything, leave it with this. Visualization is not fantasy. And your reality is only your reality in so much as it's a reflection of your internal state. So if you want to change that, go deeper into your imagination, go deeper into yourself, ask yourself what you truly want out of this world, and be able to visualize it with the emotion, smell, taste, touch, and feel that reality. Be able to have the dog within you to repeat every single morning and every single day, every single night. This visualization process that integrates all of your senses, and allow yourself to feel yourself in that success, in that moment. And God willing, universe willing, you will get to your dreams. I promise you. I'm doing this to visualize a more happier state. And do you guys see that I'm a bit happier? Like, truly, I feel like I've been imprisoned by my own suffering. And I had the key the whole time, and I was in the corner of like a tiny fence, just like in fetal position, just crying. Meanwhile, I have a whole set of keys in front of me, and I finally feel like I got up and I just opened the door. And I'm so happy right now. It might be the medication. It might be the euphoria of whatever mania that you go through after a breakup, or when you go crazy. But this breakup wasn't that deep. If I'm being honest, it's not that deep. If anything, I'm always grieving life. Have you lost your mom and had to not be with her for 10 years? Have you lost multiple dogs? Because mind you, Movado isn't the only dog that I've lost. I raised a Chihuahua named Pepper. If you guys want to hear about Pepper, I'll make a whole video about Pepper called The Chronicles of Pepper. And I will literally just explain how much of a little bastard he was. But I love him to death. And when he died, I was sad. But he was an ankle-biting bitch. But yeah, I'm going to dip. I'm going to go into the hot tub and relax my body. Do my meditation and visualization exercises. Go to the library. Study some science. I'm going to see who I can contact at CERN via social media. I am dead ass. I'm all in. All the chips are on the table. You gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You better count your money, 'cause there's something on the table. I forgot the lyrics, and I'm making them up. Oh man. That said, the gloves are coming off. No more games. I'm like Jumanji. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Oh.